Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beauty Professor. I'm Miss G, and today I'm going to be teaching you all about Seint makeup. I'm also going to show you this beautiful look. This is Seint makeup. I'm also going to show you this beautiful look using these gorgeous shades of Cranberry. Please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell because you don't want to miss all my tips and tricks on how to look younger. Let's create magic. Hop right in. So I'm going to be teaching you how to apply cream makeup. Now this is Seint makeup. Cream makeup is amazing for mature skin because it doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles like liquid foundation. I'm going to teach you how to apply it the way I like to apply it, and then I'm going to teach you this gorgeous eye. So let's get started. Today I'm going to be doing a look. I'm going to be doing full coverage today. It's winter and I like to do more full coverage in the winter and light coverage in the summer. With Seint makeup, it's about choosing the correct brush for the amount of coverage you'd like to have. So this is called the buff brush. It's dual-ended, and this brush gives you the most amazing full coverage without looking makeup-y, and it gives the most gorgeous airbrushed finish. So I'm going to be working with this brush. If you want to do light coverage, you would choose a different brush. If you want medium coverage, you would choose a different brush. Contact me and I can help you out there. But I'm using the buff brush today. Everything I use will be in the description below, so don't worry about writing that down. I will list everything that I use. So I've already applied moisturizer to my face, and it's very important not to use anything with silicone in it because silicone and cream does not mix. I lightly moisturized because cream makeup is super moisturizing to the skin, so you don't need a lot of moisturizer underneath your makeup because this is going to provide it for you. So I'm going to be working out of the Tinsel Compact. This is a winter edition. It's a beautiful compact. It has these beautiful long fur needle sort of detail on it, and it's gray on side. This is the triple decker. This is the one I like to work out of. It holds 27 full-size tins. It holds my foundation, my concealer, contour, bronzer, an illuminator, eyebrow wax, perfume. Yes, we have solid perfume, and this is number 3. I love number 3. It smells so good. We have lip liner, color correction. You're going to see me color correct under my eyes, powder, gel eyeliner. I use eyeshadow for my brows, and then I hold all of my eyeshadows down here. And this is an eyeshadow cleaning tile. So it's not only amazing for mature skin, it comes in this amazing compact. You can pick whatever size you want. There's different colors, there's different styles, and you have everything you need to get ready in this magnetic, yes, magnetic compact. So everything you choose, you put into your compact. So it's not like you're buying a large palette of eyeshadows and you're only using 3 or 4. With this makeup, you are purchasing exactly what you want, and then you store it in here. So let's get started. So with cream makeup, keep telling yourself less is more. So this is we work with 3 shades. That's why it's called 3D cream makeup. This is the main shade. It's a little darker. This is meant to go in and brighten up and even out my complexion. This one is the brightening shade. Think of this as the concealer. It's meant to go in the center of her face to help bring out this dimension and starts creating a lift and pull, and you'll see light just does something to the face. It enhances your beauty. That's what I'm looking for. And then the contour. I'm going to teach you how to contour, and this is amazing for mature skin because we can lift our cheekbones. We can help disguise jowls. We can cast shadows on foreheads to make them look smaller, make our lip look bigger, make our nose look more snatched. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. Eye color match. for complimentary. It's absolutely for free. So down in the description, you would just fill out a form and contact me. There's Tree, or you could hit the link tree and email me, and then you just take a selfie and you send it to me, and then I color match you to these first 3 shades. Then everything else you choose. You choose whatever you want. Of course, I'm here. I will be your artist, and I will help you pick complimentary eyeshadows that will look with your skin tone, lip and cheeks, brushes. I will help you even choose color correctors for under the eyes, or maybe you have you know, rosacea or sunspots. We can color correct that. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the buff brush, like I said, and I'm going to go in with this slanted end, and this is a perfect end to pack on the cream. So we are going to be dabbing in the cream. There's no this motion, none of this motion with cream makeup. We're not swiping in, we're gentle and we're just dabbing in. And this is, or thinking this as your regular foundation, this is going to go in, and we're going to apply this across the area where we just want to even out our skin tone. Now I will be placing the other 2 shades which offer coverage, so this will not be going in those places, but I like to put this down on the jawline and then up here around the nose because I want some coverage around here. And then I'm going to take this up the cheekbone. Let's flip around to this side, up this cheekbone. I have some melasma along the sides of my face. I would like to cover that. I'm going to put some coverage there. And again, I am just dabbing in and then taking this across where I need it. And it's just the smallest amount. Less is more with cream. We don't want to have all this makeup on our face. We don't want to look makeup-y as we age. We want to look like we just have nice, pretty, glowing skin. And that's what Seint makeup does for the skin, because it is a cream. It's not going to settle into fine lines and wrinkles. And I don't work with powders, which dries out mature skin. You know, I only place it where my eyeglasses hit. And so I'm going to teach you how to apply this strategically for the maximum lift. I'm 52, and this takes years off your face. Wait till you see the finish. So I just applied it here, down the sides of my face, up the cheeks, and then just across the forehead. Now I'm going to flip my brush over, and I'm going to go into the brightening shade. And again, I'm just dabbing in, and I'm going to place this. Think of having a triangle on our forehead like this. And we want to brighten up this area right here. So I'm going to place this down the center of my forehead, between these eyebrows, down the center. I'm going to dab in and get some more. Down the divot of my nose here, down the tip of the nose, on the chin, and on the lip. So it's straight down the face. And then I like to apply a little bit here on the outside corner, because adding this brightness right here helps lift the eye. And I am going to place some where we get these marionette lines. So right in here, this helps brighten up any shadows we have in here and helps you look younger. I'm not placing this under the eye because I'm going to color correct under the eye, and I will tell you why when we get there. We are just going to simply blend this in. So I'm going to flip my brush back over. I'm going to use this end right here, and I'm just going to start pushing this in, dabbing this in to the skin, and you're just pushing it in. And you can move really fast once you get the hang of this. Now, there's not one way you can do this. This is the way I like to do it. This is the way I feel like I get the best results. Many women put this on with their finger. They put dots of it on their face and then just go. I find I get better results doing it this way. Then when I have my contour on, I'm not blending that into my cream makeup, and I am not blending my blush into my contour, and this just keeps everything separated, and I feel like it gives me the best look. But if you want to mix it up, you can do whatever you like. but this is the way I like to do it. I feel like it just gives me the best results. So I'm just pushing this in. So it's a pushing in motion. We're not flicking, we're not swiping. We are just pushing it in. That's on my lip. And it goes really quickly. You cannot feel this on the skin. If you've applied too much, you'll definitely know, because you're going to be tacky and you're going to feel it and you're not going to like it. So you're just using the smallest amount. We want our skin to shine through our makeup. That helps how our glow, our natural youth shine through, whether a youth that we have there shine through. We're still young, 50 is still young. All right, so I'm just have pushed that all in. I am all blended. And then I work with a magnification mirror down here below. And I like to go in to the 10 times magnification mirror and check my work. And I really blend this in. I don't want to see this sitting on top of my skin. Now it gives the most gorgeous dew. And it has the most skin-like finish of all foundations I've ever used. It's super moisturizing. It only has 11 ingredients that are clean. You're putting this around your lips and around your eyes. You don't want to have anything toxic on your skin. All right, so that is nice and blended in. I'm going to use what's left on this brush and place this on top of my eyelids. Just going to push this in. Nothing to it. And then we're going to color correct the rest of the way under the eyes. So now I just go back in and I look to see if I need any more coverage. I have a little bit of melasma right here. I will be color correcting that because I don't want to put on a lot of makeup. I already have enough on to give me the coverage I want, but I still can see my skin. I don't want people to come up and say, wow, your makeup is beautiful. I want them to say, wow, your skin looks so young. I'd rather hear that than your makeup looks so beautiful. I don't want, now granted, you will know you have eyeshadows on and mascara and lipstick, but as far as the skin goes, I don't want people to know I'm wearing foundation. And Seint makeup is amazing for that. Just make sure you don't apply too much. All right, so that is blended in. We can move on to contouring. Right, so these are the first two shades. So now we call these highlights in Seint land. This is your main highlight. The second one's your brightening highlight. And the third one's your contour. So it's 3D makeup. We're using 3 shades to create this beautiful look instead of one shade of foundation where you're putting it ear to ear, chin to forehead, and it flattens out your face. If you think of it as a canvas, that would just be like one color going across your face. But this, we're using 3 shades because our skin is different colors. There's shadows and there's brightness. And we're going to mimic that, which enhances our beauty and helps us look younger. So I'm switching brushes to the detail brush. I love this brush for contouring. It's got this great little head to go, and it's nice and packed to go underneath the cheekbone, and then it has this nice end to do fine work, illuminating, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to take the end of this and I'm just going to rock it back and forth, and I am going to first apply this to my forehead. Now, I have a wider forehead and I want to knock off some of this width and some of this height. And a lot of this depends on your face shape. I have a heart-shaped face, but most of us could put it right across. If you have an oblong face, like an oval face, you're only going to want to put it across the center. Again, you can contact me and I can help you figure out what face shape you have and then send you graphics on where to place the contour. But I'm going to do it for my heart-shaped face. I want to knock off some of the width on my forehead, some of the height. I want to lift my cheek. I want to carve out a cheekbone. We're going to do the nose a little bit and under the lip. So I'm just going to place this straight across the forehead. We really can't make a mistake that you cannot fix. This cream makeup is very forgiving. I go back in, and simply you just go back in and you pick up more. And then I'm just gonna make sort of like a rainbow here. I'm gonna keep this away from the temple because we want that to stay bright. If you darken that area in, it can make you look older. And I'm just back here in the hairline. And this is just going to cast a shadow. And pull it down into here a little bit. And then when I blend this out, it's going to make the center of attention more right here in the center of my forehead than seeing this larger forehead. Okay, so let's move on to contouring the cheekbone. Now with the cheekbone, we want to keep it up high and directly under the cheekbone. You can pull it up higher if you want more of a lift. I'm going to go where my natural shadow is and up a little bit higher. And I'm going to keep this right here to the corner of my eye. If you bring it too far forward, you can drag your face down. Some women do this to thin out their face. I like to keep mine up here because it gives the maximum lift to my cheek. So let's go in, we're gonna dab in, and then I'm just going to start at the top of my ear and it's going to go to the corner of my eye. So I'm just placing this right here and I'm just pressing this in. And that is all there is to it. Let's do the other side. So right here. Now if you mess up, you can go in and correct this. I'm using a little bit darker of a contour than I usually wear. I'm starting to like it. I do this so you can see it on camera better. So that is it right here and here. See how easy that was? And if you went down too far, I'm going to teach you how to correct that. So the next place I like to contour is under my jawline. If you have a little bit of loose skin here, we can help disguise that. We can cast a shadow here. If your jaw is a little wider, we can cast a shadow here. We can help disguise some jowls. And it's just an amazing thing to watch on camera. You can watch the magic happen. That's what we're doing. We are making magic happen. So I'm going to be placing this right on the bone and then just pulling it forward. So I'm just going in with this detail brush. I'm wiggling it back and forth. And then I'm just going underneath the jawline. And you can see how I carved out a nice square jawline there. This helps make your face look thinner too. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in and push this in. Now if you have some jowls, you can take this up a little bit so you could bring it up here a little bit higher. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm just going down the bone here. So on the back of the bone and then right underneath here. And then I'm going to place them right under here to help disguise this loose skin we get. Right under there. Now I'm starting to look a little crazy, I realize that, but once we blend this out, this is so beautiful. And once we get the lip and cheek on, it's going to blend in with this contour on the cheek. And it's just so beautiful. I'm just going to go back and make sure I have this up in my hairline. Now there's a little bit of learning curve when you're working with cream, just because just the amount of that you're working with. People always, and I did too, tend to use too much in the beginning. So you want to make sure that you're using less. And if you learned anything today, learn that. Just use less than what you think you need, because you can always go back in and add more. All right, now we can cast a shadow underneath our lip to help make our lip look more pulled forward and more plump. As we age, we lose some of this fullness down here. And I just love doing this because you can watch this on camera. I'm going to use a smaller brush. I'm going to use the, let's see. Don't use that one. So many brushes, so little time. Thinking, let's use the multitasking brush. It's got this nice, detailed, oriented head. It's nice and domed. It's kind of perfect for drawing lines, which we will be doing next on our nose. So I'm just going to dab in to my contour, pick up a little bit, and this is going to go. I'm just drawing a line lower than my natural lip line. Right under the bottom of my lip. Now I want to make sure that it's straight because I don't want a crooked bottom lip looking thing after I'm finished. So we just want to look in the mirror and make sure that we have it as evenly possible as we can. All right, so we did our forehead, we did our cheeks, we did our jawline and under the lip. Now let's do the nose. I'm going to still use this brush. I like using a smaller brush when I'm contouring the nose. If you go in with your pinky, chances are you're going to apply too much. You're going to end up with this big muddy nose. So you want to use a small amount of product and a more precise brush to get those lines perfect. And it's all about these lines. We want them to go straight down. The more narrow we get those two lines together, the more narrow we can make our nose appear. So it all depends on the shape of your nose. And again, I can help you figure that out, like where it would be the best placement to contour your nose. So I want to make my nose look thinner, and then I have this ball on the end of my nose. I want to shave off some of this width right here and make my nose look a little bit pointier. So that is my goal. So I'm dipping my brush back into the contour. I'm gonna wipe off a little bit on my hand because always start with less. So I'm gonna go in, I'm going to turn my mirror around here, and then I'm just going to place it right here, and then I'm just going straight down this nose, the bridge of the nose, like this, just straight down. All right, nothing to that. Let's do the side. So I'm going to cut it in. I like to cut it in right there and then just go straight down. Now the more narrow you get those lines, the more narrow you can make your nose look. And then I'm just going to go straight down here. And I'm going to place a little bit here on that area that I want to make disappear. And I'm going to place a little bit on the end of my nose to make it look shorter. If you have wider nostrils, you can put some out here, and it's just going to tuck in this nose. Now, there's many ways to contour your nose. This is just the way I like to do it. You may like to do it a different way. You may not like to do it at all. But this works on my nose, and I've practiced. And then I'm just tapping this in. Now we get to go in and go back, and we are going to hit this with the buff brush one more time, and then I'm going to set my makeup and push this makeup in and lift up any extra with the Perfector. So I'm just going to go back in with this end, and I'm just pushing this all in one more time. Very quickly. I have not done underneath my eyes yet. And you can see these dark circles. I can't wait to show you how I can make them disappear. And they're really red today for some reason. Really, really red. All right, I like what I've done there. So Next thing I love to do is get out my Perfector sponge. Now this is a makeup sponge. This is Seint's makeup sponge. It's super spongy, and that's what you want. I've already rinsed this under water, and then I've squeezed it out in a towel till it's like almost dry, and then I let it sit here on my vanity while I'm getting ready. And by the time I'm to this part, it's the perfect moisture to go in and push this makeup. So if you were heavy-handed, this is a good time for you to go in and pick up your makeup. If you put on too much, you just really pick it up. I'm going to do a once over, and I'm also going to set my makeup because I don't like to use powder. Powder is very drying. It's meant to absorb oil, and as we age, we make less oil and our skin gets drier, and it's winter. And if you put powder on your face, it's going to dry out your skin. It's going to settle into those fine lines and wrinkles, and it's going to make you look older, and it takes the glow off your skin. So I don't want any of that. So I'm just going to go in and spray this on my sponge, get it all over the place, and I'm just going to be pushing this in. So I'm just doing a once over. And I'm using my mirror down here. Okay, so let's stop because I made a boo-boo. I forgot to blend this in with the brush. So I'm going to do that. So I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, you can certainly use the sponge to blend out, but this is a lot easier. So menopause brain. So I'm just going to go blend this out. So I'm going to push this in and pull it up. So we don't want to bring this contour into the center of our face. So we're pushing this in and we're keeping this up high where we placed it. Just pushing it in, pulling it back into my hairline because I don't want my hairline to have a brighter skin line here. And I'm just pulling it down, and then I'm just going to soften up this edge. Nothing to it. I'm just going to push this in right here. Push this in. And then the jawline, the Perfector did a pretty good job here. We're just pushing this down, pulling this down. Easy, easy. You can pull some of it down the center of your neck like this. Leave this area bright. This will help lift your neck, give the illusion that your neck is lifted. And then I'm going to use my finger to pat this in under my lip. And then the nose. So I'm going to flip my detail brush over, and I'm going to use this end, and I'm just pulling this down the sides, just blending this in. I could do a whole tutorial on just the nose, but you can see how nice that's looking, and we're going to go back in and brighten up. All right, so that is blending in, and now we're going to use Perfector Sponge. Again, I like to use my makeup mirrors right here. I like to use this magnification mirror so I can really see 10 times up close. If it looks good in this magnification mirror, it's going to look wonderful in person. So I've already sprayed this. I'm just going to bounce this in, and it helps blend in your makeup. And since we have setting spray, it is setting it. I'm not going to take it over my cheek contour because I don't want to move that. Maybe a little bit right here. Just a little bit. I'm going to take it all over my forehead and my nose. And there we have it. You can see how I picked up some makeup, and now I have this beautiful glow on my skin. It really is beautiful. I love this makeup because it gives you that glow, and you can't feel it. There's no scent, it's clean, and it's just so pretty on the skin. And I'm just gonna go back over and check my work before we move on. before we move on to color correcting under the eyes. Now this is magic. Color correcting under the eyes is a super secret, and I'm going to teach you. So as we get older, under our eyes it gets very complicated. We get dry skin, we get crepiness, fine lines, wrinkles, bumps, texture. And if you're putting concealer, a bright concealer, well, not to mention the dark circles and the redness, if you're putting bright concealer over that, all you're doing is making it look sort of muddy, or you're putting a bright shade there. So now you're highlighting an area that's a problem, and you're just making it look worse. And then the liquid's going to find those fine lines and wrinkles. If you put powder under there to set it, the powder is going to dry out. It's going to settle into those fine lines and wrinkles and just make that area a mess. So a better way to do this for mature ladies is to color correct under the eyes if you have dark circles like I do first, or redness, or if you have dents and you want to brighten them up, do this step first. And then we can go back and look and see how much highlight we need under it. I usually don't need any, but I'm going to show you. So I am working with this brush. It's under the Demi section. It is discounted. It is called the Bright Brush. I'm going to be working with this end. I'm opening up my next level of my compact, and I'm going into these shades right here. Now you can see we have two colors of orange. Orange color corrects blue and purple. So I'm going to start with, this one's called 03. It's darker than this one. I'm going to start using this on the areas where I am darker, like in this area, and down here. I'm going to apply that first. And it's just the smallest amount. Now this is colored wax. So it's not a liquid, it's a solid. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles. It's just going to color correct. It's going to brighten up this area. And I love it. This is why I switched to Seint makeup to begin with. So I'm going to be placing this right in the darkest areas. And again, I am using this dabbing motion, and I'm just pushing it in. And you can watch on camera how that just diffuses that darkness. Let's do this side. And this side is more red for some reason. You can use this on your eyelids if your eyelids are blue and dark. And I just tap that in. Amazing. So that's color correcting that. Now I'm going to go into this brighter, this is 01, and I'm going to use this on the rest of the eye. Again, I'm tapping in, and then I'm just going to push this on underneath the eye. And this just brightens up the rest of this blue area under the eye. I'm going to go up here. The same over here. I'm just dabbing this in, pushing this in, and taking it up. And I'm just using the smallest amount. I'm going to flip my brush over, and again, I'm going to pat this in. And then I'm going to check my work and see if I need a little bit more. I'm going to go back into the brighter, the 01, and I'm going to go on top of the 03 to brighten this up. So I've color corrected it. Now I'm brightening it up with 01, and you can see the magic starting to happen. Now this gives the most beautiful sheen. There's some redness up here. Gives the most beautiful sheen to the skin. Up close, you can't see it. You can't even see it inside my 10 times magnification mirror. All I can see is that I color corrected that area, and I have smooth skin. It looks smoother, it looks brighter, and I didn't have to apply all that concealer. I'm gonna place just a little bit more. There we go. See, it's better to add as you go than to apply a whole lot in the beginning. All right, now the next thing I like to do is we have this pink shade sitting here. This is called R1. This is great to cover up sunspots, freckles, anything that's brown on our skin that you don't want there, you can cover up. I'm going to use it. I have some sun damage right in here because I didn't wear sunscreen. We didn't wear sunscreen back in the 70s. We liked to tan in the 80s and geez, into the 90s. I tanned. So I have a little bit of sun damage here. I'm going to apply this R1 red counteracts green. And we think of discoloration in the brown pigments as green. So I'm going to use this R1. I'm going to dab into it. And then I'm going to brighten up underneath the eye. Are you seeing this? It's just beautiful. And I'm going to go in the corner there. And it just does something. It just brightens it up. It makes it look so youthful and so pretty. R1 is amazing. And then I'm just going right here and just dabbing it in. I can always place a little bit more. I'm just going back in and pushing it in. I'll flip my brush over and look how beautiful that looks. Just pushing it in. Is that amazing or what? Magical. And then I'm just tapping this in, pushing it in, and I'm just making sure that it's all pushed in and it's beautiful. Look at that. It's magic. So I will list these shades in the comments. They sell out of them a lot, so whenever they're back in stock, grab them when you can. This green is amazing. I use this to color correct red. I get red around my nose, especially in the winter from blowing your nose, but I didn't need it today, so I didn't use it. And I use this, sometimes let's use a little bit. I have some redness in my eyelids, so let's put a little bit here. And you can see how that green counteracts the red. This is really a miracle. So this is under the Demi section. I will put direct links to all these shades. And then let me see if I have, maybe a little bit on my chin. Now the last thing I like to do with this color corrector is take a little bit of this R1 and take it down the side of the nose, and it puts something there that just looks so youthful and just helps. It's magic. R1 is magic. It's beautiful. Look what that did. I'm going to put a little bit on here. Okay. Now we can go back and decide, after we have color corrected, do we need concealer? Do we need a brightening highlight? I don't think so. We just have beautiful, smoother looking color corrected under the eyes, no powder because it doesn't move, doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles, and it's not accentuating that area, it's just making it disappear. Now I do like to set it with my makeup sponge, and I put just a little bit, and I don't want to lift this up, but I just want to put a little bit of this setting spray here. This is Seint setting spray, forgot to mention. I'm just going to dab that underneath there, just tap it in, and then it's going to stay put. It's not going to go anywhere. Amazing, magical. Bronzing. So if you haven't tried cream bronzer, oh my gosh, it's mind-blowing how much different it is for mature skin. If you were using a powder bronzer, again, you're just putting powder all over your face. It's drying your skin out. It's going into those fine lines and wrinkles and emphasizing them. cream bronzer does the exact opposite. It's moisturizing to the skin. It's beautiful. It puts this gorgeous glow on the skin and it looks so natural. So this is everybody's favorite. This is called Bella Bronzer, and I have two here because the brush is so big, it fits in here nicely. And it is just the most gorgeous shade. It looks so natural. I've been in love with it ever since I used it. And then sitting next to it is an illuminator called Glow. And I'm going to pick some of this up and add it to my bronzer to give my skin just a little bit more glow. So this is the blush and bronzer brush. This end is fabulous for applying bronzer. It's so soft. It makes me feel like a movie star when I use this brush. And then if you've used a brush cleaner, my brushes smell like candy. Like caramel, I don't even know how to describe it. Cotton candy, coconutty, I don't even know, but it makes me feel so girly and so pretty when I'm using this brush. I could just sit here and do this all day, but I'm going to use this fluffy brush. It is perfect for picking up bronzer. It's perfect for working with larger areas. You can use this brush if you want light coverage of Seint makeup. You can use this brush to apply your Seint makeup too. It's a great brush. But I'm going to be using it for Bella, and I'm just swiping in, getting it evenly coated on my brush. And then the last thing I do is I go and pick up some of this glow just on the end. Now I am going to bronze where the sun would naturally hit my face. I'm going to lightly bronze. It is winter. I don't want to be super tan because it's winter, but I do want to add that dimension, that warmth to my skin that makes you just look better and younger. So it's going to go straight across my forehead. I want to leave this area in here bright. Take it across the tops of my cheekbones, across the nose, right here and down the neck. And if you're wearing a shirt that's lower, hit that too because you want all this to blend in. So here I go. We're just going to be pushing in again. There's no of this movement. That's a learning curve too because we're so used to doing this. This is pushing in. So I'm going to push this in wherever I want it. This. And it's going to scare you at first. You're going to see it sitting on the skin. You're going, oh my gosh, what did I just do? You're just going to go back and you're going to start dabbing this in. So we're just going to start pushing this into the forehead, across the forehead. And this brush is meant to do this. And we're just pushing it into the skin. And you will see how all of a sudden it just works into the skin. It melts into the skin. And you get this gorgeous glow. This beautiful, you can see it starting to happen. I'm gonna work with my mirror down here a little bit. I am filming in landscape. I'm trying to train my eye look here. So it is different. I'm gonna take this right across my nose. And then down here. And pushed it. Now, I applied a little bit too much. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna show you how you can correct that. It does look pretty. If it was summer, I would totally sport this. But I didn't want that much, and definitely don't want that much on my nose. So we're just gonna take the Perfector Sponge, and I'm gonna go pick this up. And it's easy as that. I'm just gonna push this right where I have too much on my nose, and you can see how it's picking it up. So there's not anything with cream makeup that you can't fix with this perfecting sponge. There we go. That looks a lot better. I'm gonna push it into my nose a little bit more. Right? I'm gonna go back with the other end and just blend this. The other end is the blush side. There's nothing on this, so I'm just gonna blend this in. So we're pushing this into the skin. And look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? See the pretty glow on my forehead, on my cheeks, see it on my face? That's the Seint Glow. We call it the Seint Glow. That is what gives you this youthful, dewy, glowy appearance. It's these creams that you're working with. Instead of drying out your skin, you're moisturizing your skin. They're just fabulous for mature ladies. All right, so I have warmed up my face. I'm happy with this. We're gonna move on now to lip and cheeks. This is when things get exciting. I went ahead and pulled my hair back. It was driving me crazy. I forgot to do the beginning of the video. So today I am working with this beautiful shade. It is under the Demi section. It is color corrector, but you can use the color correctors for other things. So I'm going to use this beautiful dark shade on my lips. This is called RV7. If you like black cherry, you will love this, but it's going to be matte. So maybe you wear black cherry and sometimes you don't want it to be glossy. This is a great alternative. It's a little bit different in a shade. I'm going to swatch it. This is when all of our fun starts, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to be using this on the cheeks and on the lips, and it's going to help, I don't know, that color. I just love that color. It really makes your teeth look white. So let's do this. I am going to apply this. It is very pigmented, so I'm going to apply this with my finger. I'm just going to go in and pick up some, and I'm just going to place it on the top of my cheek. I'm following right along the contour. I want the most maximum lift to make myself look younger, so we're going up on this angle, and I'm going to put a dot right here into the hairline, so it's really going to give myself a lift. I'm going to do this side, so it's just following the contour. If we need more, we can always go back. So this is the bronzing and blush brush. Now I'm just going to tap this in. Again, it's a tapping in motion because we don't want to flick it and move our cream makeup. Look how pretty this is. So this is so pretty. It looks very natural. A little bit right here, pulling it back. It looks very, like a very natural, flushed look. Looks like I was out in the cold and I have just these rosy cheeks. Very pretty color. I'm gonna say it's neutral because it is not warm and it's not completely cool. Maybe it's going towards the cool side, and then again I look at it and then I'm thinking it's warm. So I'm gonna go neutral to cool. I'm gonna say I am warm, skin toned. The Bella bronzer helps you warm up your skin so you can pull off cooler shades. It is very, very beautiful. Now I want a little bit more because why not? I'm gonna put another dot or two right here. I like color on my cheeks. Now when we're working with creams, again, it's super moisturizing. It's not a powder. It's going to moisturize the skin. It's not settling to fine lines and wrinkles. It does the opposite. And having some color on your cheeks just makes you look alive and more youthful. Now I like to take whatever's on my brush and to pat it on my nose, and then to take it above the eyebrow. It just gives the most pretty look. It just makes you look like you're glowing within, and it's natural looking. Now, if we need more, we can go back. Now, cream blushes tend to die down later, and then part of it is it's absorbing into the skin, and the other reason is we're dabbing, we are getting blood flow to the skin, so that blood flow is underneath there, making it look a little darker. And often times you'll go back, go, where did my blush go? Well, you just need to add a little bit more. So I'm going to add a little bit more. I want a very berry cheek. how beautiful. I'm loving that. It is gorgeous. Now I kept it up high. If your face is more narrow, you can bring it down in here, but keeping this up high lifts the cheek. You can see it in the camera. It's pulling things up. Try this out. If you haven't tried this method, try it out. Let me know in the comments how you like it. I'd love to know. When I switched to putting my blush up high like this and went back and looked in my pictures, I just couldn't believe the difference. It's noticeable. If you join my Facebook VIP group, I have pictures in there. You can see. Okay, so there it is on the cheeks. I will go back later to see if I want more color, but I am just loving that. I keep it up high. And let's apply it to the lips. It's going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to grab my multitasking brush for my lips. I have two of these, one for eyeshadow and eyeliner, and this one is for my lips and lip lining my lips today. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in Hollywood Honey. You can certainly use any of your contours on your lip. We have a lip liner called Suede, but I want to go with a more berry color on my lips, and using a pencil is just easier. But if you're on vacation and you don't want to take your lip pencils with you, you can use anything in here to line your lips. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my mirror here so I don't make a mistake. I'm going to overdraw the Cupid's bow and underneath just a smidge, just to give some fullness there. And then I'm going to keep the line normal on the sides. So let's start at the bottom. So I have that contour there. It's going to be right above the contour. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to follow the regular lip line. That's that side. That side. Okay, now the Cupid's bow I'm going to overdraw a little bit on the top. A little teeny bit. We don't want this dark lip liner on our lips as we age. It's not attractive. This is going to blend in with our lip color though. There we have it. All right, now I'm excited to see this on the lip. I've never tried this on the lip. So I'm gonna go in with the multitasking brush, this flat end, and I'm gonna pick up some of this RV7. And I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna lay it down first to see what it looks like. Okay, it's beautiful. Look how pretty. It's gorgeous. It reminds me of black cherry, but with a little bit more red in it. It's also nice because it's in a smaller tin. So if you have a packed compact and you only have room for a little bit, this is a real nice color to put in there. R5 is beautiful too. So this is a matte on the lips. So you want to make sure that you have scrubbed off any dead skin because that's not attractive. Matte lipsticks tend to enhance that, but isn't that pretty? And I love how cohesive it looks with the lip and cheek, on the forehead. It's just this beautiful, youthful look. It's just stunning. Again, I'll put these shades in the description down below with direct links to purchase. You don't need color match for, and like the lips and cheeks and eyeshadows and the Bella bronzer. That, I can't stop looking at it. It's so pretty. All right, now let's look at with the cheek. The lip and cheek is beautiful. Look at the glow I have. All right, now we are going to move on to this gorgeous illuminator. This is called Angel. Let me swatch this. Let's put it on my finger, see if you can see it. It just has the tiniest a bit of shimmer. You can't see it on my arm, but you can see that shimmer. We're going to be placing this on the high parts of our cheeks. This is like the cherry on top. If you've been using powder highlighters, this is nothing like this. Powder highlighters are full of powder and mica. And again, it's powder and it's really shiny and it's going to set off any fine lines and wrinkles you have. It's going to make you look older, especially if you get it into some high texture area. Cream, we call it Illuminator, is the opposite. It's super moisturizing. It's very subtle. It's beautiful on mature skin. And we're just going to highlight the top, illuminate. We're going to illuminate the tops of the cheeks, maybe a top of the eyebrow to lift the eyebrow. I put down a little bit down the center of my nose. I don't like putting any attention to the end of my nose. I don't think that's attractive. And you can put this on your lip. You can put this on your eyebrow in the inner corner. You can use this any way you like. You can highlight bones in your clavicle bone if you're wearing your shoulders out. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I am going to be switching over to the detail brush. Remember how I said we can use this end? This end here is perfect for picking up this. And you can pick this up generously because it's nothing like a highlighter. It's not going to strobe. It's very subtle. So I'm just going to place it right here on the top of my cheek. And then I'm just going to blend this in. So it's right on the bone, and then I'm pulling it down into that blusher. And then I like to smile and even pick up some more. I like to really illuminate the top of my cheek. See that beautiful glow? It's so pretty. Let's do this side. So I'm just pushing it straight down. It's on the bone. It's going straight over the bone into the blush. And I'm just pulling it down. See, and it's nothing like a powder highlighter. You do want to keep this on the cheekbone. Keep it away from any sort of wrinkles. And then I'm going to smile and then place it right here on the apples of my cheek. Look at this, so beautiful. And now I'm going to put some right here at the top of the eyebrow, just to put some light catching effect there to make my eyebrow area look brighter. If you're dry and you want some more shine, you can lightly go over your forehead. You can put it on the end of your nose. I put it right down the center. You put it on the end of your chin, but I find this is enough for me because I had the Illuminator in with Bella Bronzer that lit my face up already. And I used setting spray, which has some dewy, good for you ingredients that help to set the makeup. So it's just beautiful. I just can't stop looking at this. So pretty. Okay, next we gotta go to the eyeshadow. I'm just going to do one eye on camera and the other eye off camera just to save time because I don't want this tutorial to go too long like my last one. I don't need it to be that long. So we're just gonna do one eye, and I already did my eyebrows and lashes off camera. So we're almost finished with this look. Let's swatch these beautiful shades. So I am working with these gorgeous berry shades. It's gonna complement this gorgeous lip. So let's look at them. So the first one I'm gonna be using is called Revival. It is sort of a, let me turn the light down here. It's a brown with a hint of pink in it. So it's like purpley brown, purplish brown. It's beautiful, especially on green eyes. It's gonna really make my eye color pop. I'm gonna use this in the crease. Okay, then the next shade I'm using is, okay, so this is Revival, beautiful. Next shade I'm using is called Lullaby. I'm going to be using this as a transition shade. Let's see this on the arm. So it's a barely there shade, which is perfect for a transition. I'm using that as a transition. I'm going to be using this shade called Cranberry. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. And this is going to go across my lid. It has just a barely there shimmer. Oh, my swatch looks terrible. I need to practice that. But it's going to be beautiful. And then in the very center of the eyelid, I'm going to be using this as a shimmer. It's called Angel's Landing, and it's beautiful with these plum and cranberry shades. So see that? It's so bright and see, it's beautiful. All right, and then we're going to be using Cupcake and Drift, of course, because I always use them. So let's get started. I'm going to do this eye on camera. So by now, if you used cream or you use color corrector, your eyeshadow or your makeup on your eyelid is going to be creasing. That's okay, it's no big deal. You just tap this in. We're going to be using the eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go in with this big end, and I'm going to pick up some vanilla dust, and I'm going to set this cream makeup. Wrong end. Our vanilla dust is finely milled. It is super creamy. Wherever you place this, your makeup is going to stay. So I like to place this on my eyelids to keep my eyeshadows from creasing. I have that cream on there. If I didn't do this, my eyeshadow would crease throughout the day. It's also going to ensure that blending my eyeshadow is going to be a whole lot easier because I'm making a nice smooth base here for things to blend on. So it's real quick, real easy. You use any setting powder you have. This is convenient because it goes right into your compact. It's magnetic. It's really sticking. They're magnetic. Everything's magnetic in here. Magnetic. So in it goes. All right, so I set my eyeshadow. The next thing I am going to do is I always use this shade called Cupcake. It is the perfect brow bone shade. And I'm just going to be placing this at the top of my eyebrow bone. And this is going to help contour. And it's just at the very top. So as we start to age, our eyelids become hooded. And we don't want a big bright shade there because that would emphasize some of that area. But I do want to brighten up right in here, this area. So I'm just going back and forth. I'm just tapping this in and then pulling it back and forth. And then I'm going to take it down into here. That's all there is to it. And then this eyeshadow cleaning tile, it's a must have. You just go right back in here and clean your brushes. It's so convenient, it's so great. I don't know how I ever lived without that. All right, next thing we are going to do is we are going to go into Lullaby here, which is going to be our transition shade. I'm going to use the fluffy end of my eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go around in a circle. Make sure you knock these off because they're very soft. Now this is just going to go up on the brow bone. It's not going to cover up Cupcake completely, but it's going to add dimension. And I just take it from this end all the way to the end of my eyebrow. So we want to use this area that we have. We want to put shadow there. So this is creating the depth. I want to be able to see that transition shade, and I want to have the top of my brow bone highlighted. Cupcake is very beautiful. Sort of a mauve-y shade. It's going to go beautiful with Revival. Okay, next we are going to contour the eye. I'm flipping my eyeshadow brush over, and I'm going to go into this beautiful brown shade. I'm going to knock some off. We are going to contour this eye. So everything is on an angle. When we're working on eyeshadow, we want to keep it lifted. as the eye goes up, this shadow comes out further. As the eye goes down, it's going to stay in. So this darker color, we don't want to pull it outside the eye because that's going to pull the eye down. We're going to keep it in it tight on an angle. I like to draw a line straight like this. So it's just where that crease is, but just a little bit higher than the crease. And then it's just a line down into the lashes. I'm gonna go pick up some more. I always work with less and then build. I'm gonna tap that in and then pull it down into the lashes. So it is a slanted line. Now I'm just going to take this into the crease, going back and forth into the crease. I'm going to pull it down into here. See what we have? And then I'm going to pull it over. I'm going to blend this in. Really, nothing to it, but it adds that dimension for that lift on that side, and it really helps to pull the eye up. And the color is gorgeous. Revival. Okay, now we're going to go into Eve, which is sitting right here. It's lighter than Revival. It's going to be a nice lid shade. I am going to clean off my brush, and I'm going to go into Eve, knock this off, and it's going to go across the middle. I'm going to dab it in. I'm going to put it right on top of Revival, and I'm just adding a little bit of sparkle here on the outside. Go pick up some more. Oh, it's so pretty. So this is Cranberry, and you can see what it's doing. It's just beautiful. I'm going to add just a little bit more because I'm really loving it. And I'm going to take it on over. Look how beautiful is that? Beautiful. Okay. Hey, I finished the other eye off camera, and here's the completed eyeshadow look. It's so pretty and girly, and it looks so good with this RV7. So now I just go back, I check my makeup, I see if everything's blended in. I use my 10 times magnification mirror, and then this is when I like to powder, is at the very end, and I only use the smallest amount. This is the powder brush. I'm only going to place this where I need it, and I wear glasses, and I don't like glasses to slide down my face, so I'm going to be placing a little bit of vanilla dust right here, vanilla dust on my brush. I just picked up, let's do the other side. And I am just going to powder right here where my glasses hit. Now you can powder wherever you don't want extra shine. Maybe you have a lot of dents or wrinkles and you have a lot of shine there. You might want to put some powder right underneath it, right here, which can distract the appearance of that wrinkly area so we get under there. But that is it. And I like to powder the very tip of my nose. I don't like the end of my nose to be highlighted, to have Illuminator on it. I don't want it to have any attention at all. I don't know what the deal is right now with that, but I like my nose to blend off into the distance. You might want to put some on your T-zone right here. But that is it. And maybe some on your chin. We don't have any wrinkles on the end of our chin. That is it. This is my final look. Again, if you want color match, contact me. It's complimentary. You will love this makeup. I guarantee it. Color match forms down there is a jot form. You can complete that. There is on my link tree. You can just hit it. It says color match. You can hit that. but you will love this makeup. I will be back next week to teach you another look. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for being here and creating this magic with me. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.